love? What's love got to do? Hey, got to do with it. I get a little taste and I'm through with it. Then I send it right back to you with it. Hey, how high? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. I get a little taste and I'm through with it. Then I send it right back to you with it. Visionary, play your position, no missionary. But yet I pack gospel in the quotes I spoke. You listening to the most high like the Pope on dope. Now picture that, my poetry's deep, now fish for that. Only real niggas catch something, phony niggas fail. Shit you gotta feel like it's only read in braille. Both did the crime, but his homie didn't tell. So he fucking bitches while he sitting on.
Yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? What's good on this Friday afternoon, or at least afternoon for me. What's good? What's good, Swishy? What's good, Gab? Let me get this clips pulled up. Let me get these clips pulled up right quick. Let me get these clips pulled up. Then we're going to talk about Team USA in a second. By the way, if y'all got any questions, y'all better let me know now, because once the breakdown start, I'm flowing. So make sure y'all ask any questions y'all got right now. Alright, bet that. Alright, what's good, by the way? What's good? If you ain't peeped the title already, if you ain't peeped the noti already, if you ain't peeped anything already, you just click, because you know the stream about to be lit. We about to watch Team USA. Right? We about to watch Team USA. We about to see them versus Canada in an exhibition game. It's not the real games quite yet, but it's still a little something. And you still also know the fact that both sides went into this game with a little bit extra competitiveness. Just because, especially since it's Team USA, and it's like, oh, they got all these stars, we got to beat them. But you know damn well they're not going to beat them, whether it's now or it's later. You might think different, but you might just be a hater, because Team USA is stacked in a motherfucker. And if they fucking lose, I was about to say something crazy. If they lose, if Team USA, I can't do it. I was about to put a bet on it, but I'm not going to put anything that has to do with me on anybody else. I can't do it. I was about to make a bet. What's good, Cam? Ant the GOAT way better than Shai. I ain't gonna lie. Wait, who do y'all got? Who do y'all think is better, Ant or Shai? Who do y'all think is better? Like we said, top 10 list in the NBA. Who you got above who? Shai or Ant? I'm curious about that. I'm really curious who y'all got ahead of that. How you feel about Steph Curry pose? You talking about the shit where he was laying down? Steph be trolling, bro. Steph dead ass a troll. I don't think a lot of people be realizing that, but he still be killing at the same time, right? Where he still be locked in, and he has a great balance between competitiveness and then also entertainment. Cause like all the trolling shit he does is not to disrespect anybody, and it's not really aimed at anyone. It's literally just for the fans, right? It's literally just for the fans, for the pictures, for the cameras, all that shit. So he has a great balance between competitiveness and entertainment. And I think a lot of people get it messed up where they try to do the shit that Steph does that's entertainment. And they try to do that shit in high school where you're not really part of something that's entertainment. You're still trying to make a name for yourself. You're still trying to get better. So essentially, you could be doing all the posing and the turn around shit when you shoot a three and you think it's going to go in. But if I had to put my money on it, if y'all do that shit, it's probably not going to go in. Right? Y'all could do that, but Steph does that shit because they got cameras. He getting paid $60 million. Got these endorsements. So it boosts his name even more. So a lot of people be doing it for the wrong reason. But Steph got a great balance to that. Sorry for the little tangent about it, though. You have a rotation, Pat? Between your girlfriends. Nah, I don't got no rotation between my girlfriends. You tripping. You tripping. I'm not out here hoeing around, by the way. I'm not trying to. I don't got no roster. I don't got no list of contacts. It's too much energy. It's too much work to put in. You know what I'm saying? It's too much time and focus that I do not want to exert. Just simply having multiple women that I could be able to hit up. It's pointless. If I'm going to do anything with any woman, it's going to be something of intention. That's how I operate. That's how I move. Everything I do has got to be purposeful. One, and two, it's also got to be righteous. So having a whole roster of women just out of lust is not righteous. So I'm not engaged in those behaviors. Not question about going north for 2 hours for my last b-ball tournament this summer. Excited. You know, every time I brought myself to like the last tournament of the summer, I always damn near had a plan for what I'm gonna do going into the time between high school and then between high school and that last tournament. So I'm like, all right, I done already know what I've been fucking up on, or where I've been lacking, where I've been careless on thus far throughout AAU, and I know my weakness, and I know what I need for my high school team to go forward and improve as a player. I already know what I'm gonna work on. Boom, that's last tournament finish. I'm in a different mode, right? I'm in a different mode where the next maybe 2 months or so, individual work, skill work, getting a shit ton of reps in, having a little plan week by week, maybe even day by day. But most of my days are damn near the same. Like, it's all structured. So make sure you know what you need to work on before you get into high school season. And don't spend like the first like month or first week being lost about what to work on. So make sure you think about that. Ant or Trey? You talking about Trey Young? You talking about Trey Young. There's no way you just said Ant or Trey Young. It's close, but Shai? Shai right now, Ant like 2 years. Shai got a better bag, but Ant got better defense, and he was better in the playoffs. So what's your conclusion, Cam? What's your conclusion? I heard a lot of conclusions regarding different topics and different things. I heard a bunch of statements, right? Those are statements. But who's better? Who do you think is better? And for sure got better defense, Shai better offensively, making for himself and teammates. What do you think? Hold on, let me stick to this Shai and Ant thing right quick. Let me say what I gotta say or what I think. If I had to say, I'll put it like this, right? I'll put it like this. If I had to choose between the two to start a team, like right now, I'm picking Ant, right? Ant is, by the way, 22, 23, right? And Shai, I believe, is like 25 maybe, right? He's been in the league a number of years, and I don't think a lot of y'all realize that. He's been in the league a number of years. So even if we exclude the age part, if we exclude the age, play style, who would I rather build my team around and the style they play? Not just the style as well, but the attraction of their persona and their game. I'm still taking Ant. So that's me. Okay, you said, what do you think about the Steph and LeBron duo? If the NBA seen Steph and LeBron would play with each other, GG's. If that Golden State shit really happened, when they were talking about it mid-season, I believe, or something like that, if that was really a thing and it actually did happen, would have been very scary. But I would not like to Bron and Draymond on the same team. I don't know if I would be a fan of that. I think Bron should just take the role of Draymond, if anything. But they're dumb close, so I think they would keep him and move Clay. But having Steph, Clay, and Bron instead of Steph, Clay, and Draymond, or instead of having Steph, Draymond, and Bron would be a much better trio. Much better trio. That's elite. Even on this day, like to this day. Like right now at their current ages, you don't got to go prime anything. If you had Steph, Clay, and Bron as is right now, that's an elite trio. My friend thinks Trey is better. Yeah, your friend is... You might need to take him to like a rehab clinic because there may be something going on like up here. You may have to. You might just have to. I think Ant better, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'll pick Ant. I'll build my team around Ant, but better contributions to the team right now is Shai. I don't know. I'm rocking with Ant. You already heard what I said, man. I'm rocking with Ant. No cap. I gotta rock with Ant. So let me get this posted on Instagram right quick too, and then we're gonna get this breakdown started. Let me get this posted on IG. And by the way, I also want to say this as well. It's just another concept I've said before, but I need to reinforce. And so any of y'all that haven't heard it before need to hear it now. Is that a lot of things that I'll say a lot of bounce or a good part of bounce, jumping, vertical jump. A lot of it is mental. Right? A lot of it is mental. Because I be catching myself in the gym. Oftentimes I'm like, yo, I don't feel bouncy today. I don't feel like jumping. Or like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. Or like, oh, I can't do this today. I can't do that today. But you just simply telling yourself you can't do it or you don't feel like it is going to immediately cause you not to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. So you got to be able to find a way to flip that switch and then be able to tap into your highest level of self. But let me get this pulled up right quick. And in this breakdown, by the way, what we're going to do for this breakdown, I'm going to have about a minute and a half worth of clips on Ant, another like minute or minute and a half clips on Jayson Tatum, and the rest is gonna be just like clips I found throughout the game. A lot of stuff from Canada, but like from both sides. So I really want to talk about that Ant stuff. I want to talk about what Tatum did, and then I'm also gonna just talk about any other gems I just found throughout the game. So cool about like almost 6 minutes of clips, or I think 5.5. I think like 5.5 minutes. But hold on. Let me go here. Let me put that on the screen right quick. By the way, if there's a quality on the stream right now look any better, if anyone has it in the highest quality, does it look any better? Because I changed a couple things before I started stream. I was just curious if it looks any better to y'all. Let me know right quick. For those who do be tuning in oftentimes. Boom. We got that. We got that. We got that. We got that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to peep chat as well. Let me get this posted. I'm going to peep everything in chat before we get started. Got that. Got that. And we got that. All right, here we go. All right, where did I leave off? They should have traded Draymond and not Clay. Draymond had a suspension problems and has a lower team chemistry. Draymond did fuck shit up with that Jordan Poole shit. If he ain't do that whole Jordan Poole shit in training camp, Jordan Poole would have had a lot of trade value for the Warriors to be able to snag somebody to throw him along in the mix and possibly even be able to keep Clay as well. So he fucked up with that. New here from Kenya, dope channel, educated content. Hey, appreciate the support, Collins. If you got any questions, drop it in the chat, or you could also just join the Discord. It's down in the description. Join the Discord, join the school community, whatever it might be, whatever floats your boat. And then I'll be able to get back to you on whatever questions you got in terms of your game, in terms of life, whatever it might be. So, yeah, make sure you stay locked in, though. We stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Booker was cooking. Booker was cooking a little bit. He was cooking a little bit. Ant was cooking a little more, though. And if you still think D-Book is better than Ant, I'm sorry. You tripping. You're bugging. I ain't gonna lie. You're just bugging. I ain't gonna lie. Ant plays two ways, by the way. I just gotta also mention that he plays two ways, and he's cooking, like killing. And Ant's more of a team player, as of SJ is more of a get his own buckets first, then find the pass. I know what you're trying to say. I kind of know what you're saying, but I think there's a I feel like Shai's game is scoring like the 30. I don't know. It's kind of weird to say, but I don't know if Ant's necessarily a team player. I think he's just more so in a team that's constructed for him to not do what Shai does. Let me put it that way. He's in a team that's not constructed to do what Shai has to do. Like, he has pieces around him as to which he doesn't need to go off and try to score 30. And the way Shai kind of gets his buckets as well would seem a little forced. Right, but that's his game. You know what I'm saying? It's not really forced, though. It's not really forced. Like, that's just the way his style of play. Can you do a playmaking or a small guard series, please? I'm 11 years old. I get a lot of turnovers from passes. That's why on a series like this. I'll keep that in mind. When y'all drop recommendations, I keep that in mind. So then when I go and break down a game, it's like, okay, keep this clip in because this person said this, or keep these 4 or 5 clips in because I remember this person wanted to see this. But just make sure y'all drop the recommendations. I'll keep that stuff in the back of my head. But we about to get started, though. And speaking about turnovers, this first play could help you a lot. Admirals Club, this could help you a lot. This first play and this little sequence you're going to see here from Ant, the concept. It's not about what he did, like directly in the play and making the reads. It's about the concept of what he did, the play following each play, right? And how his game started. So this first play is going to help you a lot. The first really like 3 or so. Maybe first 4 to 5 so you can really understand the concept. But amazing channel. Appreciate the support. Make sure y'all subbed up because like 70% of people watch my shit not subbed. So make sure y'all hit subscribe when you watch my channel. Like just hit subscribe. It don't cost no money. All it is just a swipe, a click, and then maybe another click for the notifications because I'm dropping stupid videos. So you better make sure you tuned in when a video gets dropped. Be here to watch the growth for sure. Appreciate the support, Alex. Appreciate the support. I told my friend about this channel. Love the work. Appreciate you too, well, Pico. Ball handler on the team is the only one who can really get his bucket. Shake out multiple dudes who can go out there and get a bucket. You talking about NBA? You talking about this? Or you probably talking about NBA. You said he's the main ball handler. He was low key the main ball handler when he was on the floor in this. Like even with Halliburton on the floor, he was the lead guard, and I was like, huh. I guess he is a number one option. I guess he is a number one option. I played basketball in high school. I got to my freshman year in college. Then I stopped literally 3 months into my freshman year. And I was like, nah, I don't feel like hooping. Or not necessarily I don't feel like hooping, but I had a calling to go coach. Let me say that. I had a calling to do what I do now. So, I switched it up. Cat can get his own buckets to Jaden when he's hot and Rob got Rob coming in. I ain't gonna lie. Cat should be able to get more buckets than he does, but he be playing like he fucking 6'5", right? He be playing like he's not fucking 7 feet. Like he really playing like he's 6'8", nigga 7 foot, right? Nigga be bugging. He should be getting more buckets than he does if he actually used his height and his size. That's first things first. Jaden McDaniels is not really a shot creator. He'll get it off the spot up and maybe rip through, dribble pull up, or get into that spot up shooting bag. Right? And it's not really anything crazy. It's something really everybody should have. Like that, I'm going to talk about this in a second when it comes down to Ant. But that offense, right, that spot up shooting stuff really should be the fundamental method of modern scoring. Right? It should be the fundamental method, meaning that all players should have it. It should be a part of everybody's fundamentals when you're building your game to be able to score off of spot up shooting. And so Jaden McDaniels just has that a little bit. He's not crazy efficient in it, but he has that a little bit, and that's how he's able to get his. But really, everybody should have that. So to really be like, oh, he could be able to tap into this, everybody should be able to tap into that. But so many people are stuck in ways to score that are just ISO, pick and roll, or not even handoff. People don't even want to talk about handoffs. It's really just ISO, pick and roll. Let me get it myself. I don't need nobody else. Like, I'm not going to learn how to play in a real system with a real flow. Like, people don't even want to learn about how to play the game like that, right? So what ends up happening is that when you should be getting an easy 6 to 8 points per game because you know how to play off the spot up, you don't have that, and you're really capped out to about 12 to 14 or 10 or even 6 or 4 because you're trying to force yourself to get buckets only one way, but not utilizing multiple ways to score, particularly the fundamental method of modern day scoring, which is the spot up game. So, yeah, it shouldn't really be that crazy. Everybody should have it, but not everybody does because they got their mentals all fucked up. But, yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second when it comes down to Ant. And you're going to see that, oh, he's a great-ass scorer, but he has that fundamental layer. He has that fundamental method. Curry cooked Shai just a little bit. Got his get back. Just a little bit. A is MJ, no glazing. Crazy that we got to put no glazing when you really want to kind of toot somebody a horn every single time a little bit, when you want to give somebody credit. Low-key a little crazy. He was taking these mad turnaround jumpers that he's never done, like he was scared or something. Yeah, Cat, you talking about Cat? Yeah, I know damn well you said like he's scared. I knew immediately he was talking right about Cat. So Cat be bugging. Be playing way smaller than he is. And he be having like way smaller defense. Like he would have like an Aaron Gordon on him and still can't get to the rim. Like what? Michael Porter Jr. still can't finish at the rim. Like it literally should be a post up every time. They're bugging. Rob Dillingham game today. Most def. They play. Yeah, they most definitely. I'll probably peep that. I'm not gonna literally. I won't break it down this weekend, but if anything on Monday. So I'll peep at least one. I guarantee. Ricky. Or who said that? Not Ricky, but Jordan. I guarantee you'll see at least one Rob Dillingham breakdown. Maybe even 2, depending how far they get into the summer league and all that. You can't watch Rob. You have a workout. Just watch it right back. I've grown to love basketball regardless if I watch it live or I watch it after it is already played, because it's just basketball at the end of the day. And one thing as well is that when you watch it live, oftentimes you'll not be able to see all the things you should see. At least when I'm watching it from my perspective. Like I'll be watching and I'll get too caught up in the moment, in the flow of the game, and just like, yo, this shit tough, and just like being a fan too much. But if I'm watching a game and I'm watching with attention to learn something and get better, watching it after it's already been done really helps me even more, because I could just kind of sit there, pause, boom, go back, boom, like be able to see all the little things that's what y'all miss when watching it live, because you just want to keep up. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep up. You want to be in the flow of the emotions, all that. So, yeah. Derek White over Jaylen Brown, that has nothing to do with skill. It has everything to do with politics. Has everything to do with politics. Y'all need to understand that. That's why Kyrie not in the he's not on the Olympic team. Talking about Nas Reed. Nas Reed is underrated as a motherfucker. He is underrated. Robert McCain. I believe Rob has a higher upside. He has a higher upside, but if you want to play it safe, I'll go with McCain. Nas could really be an all-star if he was on a bad team. You talking about Nas Reed could be all-star if he was on a bad team? I don't know about that. That's all-star in today's game is tough as shit. I don't think y'all understand how tough it is. By the way, I don't watch a whole game in slow motion. Like, I'll slow down certain parts of it if the way I'm watching the game allows for me to slow it down. So, like now, like I got the clips by watching the full game, and then after I watch the full game, then I can slow down the clip and talk about exactly what I want to talk about. But on the other hand, if I'm watching a regular game and I just need to see certain things, a lot of things I catch in real time. Like I'll just go back once or twice and I'll be able to catch it. Some things get slowed down. But for here, like for me to be able to talk you through everything I'm thinking, I need to slow it down so you can see it at the same speed I'm talking. So, I don't know about that, Flux. I think that's a little bit of stretch. How do you slow down a clip on VLC Player, bro? This is a specific VLC Player. I had to download a separate one. But I literally just... right there. Clip it on computer. I clip it on computer. If I build a team, I'll take McCain. I don't know. Ooh, depends who I... Trusting myself, I'll take Rob because I know his upside and his potential. And I know what I'll do to his environment so then he could be guided in the right direction and be the person that we know he could be. So I would take that just for potential, what I know I could do for him. But if I'm just talking about, if I just threw him to the wolves, no pun intended. If I just threw him to the wolves and said, all right, anybody get him, and then we could guess who's going to be better, I don't trust them. So I get the game film by watching the full game. Like I literally watch it start to finish and I clip it up. I record them. I literally clip it all up. A lot of people think, oh, what website did you get the film from? Who sent you the film? Where'd you get? I literally watched the game myself and pulled all the clips that I want out the game. So it's not no short process. So if you see me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes late from the stream time I post it, calm, relax, because I got to go through the whole process. Now I have to watch the game, get the clips. Yeah, watch the game, get the clips, memorize every clip, and then also prepare the YouTube stuff. So that takes time. Except on YouTube, I don't know. You'll have to find some third-party shit. Reading the game on both games on the internet and in-game, and how to make those quick zero decisions in an actual game. The best way you could get better at the decisions is by playing more basketball and then questioning what you did before. And then, then yeah, going back and questioning what you did before, what you did prior to. So like now your decision making gets sharper and sharper by knowing the tendencies and habits that you have. Because in order for you to make better decisions, you must adjust your habits. Like you can't try to compare the habits of somebody else and really always try to integrate that with what you do. You always need a reflection of how does what I see and what this person does connect back to me, right? You always need to make that connection. So don't always think this player, that. Always bring it back to self, because once you bring it back to you, that's how you're going to change the way you play. And so what happens oftentimes is that A lot of players will learn information about other people, but will never know how that information that they learn about other people apply to themselves because they don't make that direct connection back to them. And so anytime you learn anything, like, you have to take that path right back to you and be able to say, all right, does this even connect to me? And then if it doesn't, if it really doesn't matter, you could just drop it, because you could only memorize and keep so much information on a day-to-day basis that if it serves you no purpose and serves you no benefit, then what's the point of even keeping it in your mind, right? What's the point of even having the information, having the knowledge, but not having the application? Because without the application, there's no wisdom. And that's the ultimate goal, to seek that wisdom. Applicable knowledge is wisdom. And so you got to just make sure everything you connect back to you so you could improve yourself, because that's what this life is about. It's not about learning about everybody else, being able to figure things out about everybody else, judging everybody else. You got to be able to make that connection back to you so you could improve yourself. So always make that connection. Always make that connection. So even if you see me break down a play here, think back to yourself and say, all right, do I need this concept? If you don't need it, drop it. We go watch the next play, right? Go see the next clip. But then if you need the next clip and it's the same thing, drop it. Boom, next one. And usually what even happens is that it won't forever just leave. Like, you don't literally just put it into a recycling bin, hit delete forever, like it's on a computer and it's a file or some shit. It'll probably still be there as some sort of information that you can then pass on to someone else that does need it. So I know a lot of things about what a big should do, even though I don't play big, because I've thought in ways that a big needs to think. And in order for me to be able to do what I need to as a guard, I need to know what a big should do so I can guide them to do the right thing. And when they do the right thing and I do the right thing, and I know all the other things for the players that I play with, we all could be doing the right thing and be on the right page. So as a whole, it's important that you just some information will get kept, just allow it to stay there, but don't focus so much of your energy on it. And then just really put your energy and your focus onto what you directly do need for yourself. So yeah, we need to get this breakdown started, though. You need to get this breakdown started. I'm a visual learner, so I learn a lot of film. Then my brain downloads it and I'm able to do it. Yeah, just keep it as simple as you need to for yourself. Keep it as simple as you need to. But look, you about to start off with Amp. About to start off with Ant. I got Ant. Then I'm gonna talk about Tatum. Then I'm gonna talk about the rest of the game. Last question. You better hurry up. Better hurry up. Better hurry up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are you trying to learn from certain games? Is it something to improve your game or to improve your knowledge and IQ? It's always to improve my game. But when I watch this, it's mainly to help y'all improve your game. So I'll pull a bunch of different concepts from different players and little other stuff that don't directly connect to me, but I know it's going to connect to somebody that does watch it. So if I'm watching film for myself, I'm only thinking about myself, because why would I think about somebody else's game? It's dumb. So add Curry for the breakdown. I literally can't add Curry for the breakdown. I can't. Everything's already clipped and shipped. Everything's already clipped and shipped. How to improve leadership without being annoying. You got to build a trust first. Before you become a leader, you must also, before you become a leader, let me not even get out what I was about to say. Before you become a leader, you must know how to be a follower. And so in order for you to know what you need to in order to guide people in the right direction, you must have a great understanding of someone who is a follower and has someone that's leading them. So you can learn how to lead the people as to which you got to follow yourself. And so if you're trying to be someone who just simply does not really follow anybody else and follow anything outside of you and think, oh, I'm just going to lead people just because I got everything, I know it all, it's not going to work, right? You must know how to follow, then you can be able to lead, because you'll accumulate the knowledge and the information, and then you'll also know the necessary principles, concepts, characteristics as well that's necessary for a leader to lead. So first start by following if you want to prove your leadership, and then without being annoying, you'll learn that from seeing a good leader. Then you'll almost emulate, you'll mimic what they do. So uh, app or software to record and clip film? I mean, I don't really know. I literally watch the game off League Pass or League Pass or YouTube TV, and I just clip it from there. Like I don't use no software or anything like that. Like it's the most generic, basic thing that there possibly could be. That's literally all I do. That's all I literally do. There's nothing crazy. Everybody damn near has access to it if you just have YouTube TV or NBA League Pass. All you need. Can we get started? Yes, we can. I've been waiting for it. So, like I said though, this first player, Ant, mind you, pay attention. This is Anthony Edwards' first offensive possession in the game, and watch what happens, right? His very first offensive possession, he checks in right inside of 5 minutes. He sees AD down here in the paint, Kelly Olynyk on his tail side. Dylan Brooks is recognizing that. He's already picked up his dribble, and now he already sees where he's going to pass the ball. Boom, turnover right there. Kick ball, maybe, hit his knee, doesn't matter. It's a turnover, right? And this is what separates the elite players from the players that are not elite and not at their level. Because what makes Ant elite himself and all those other players is that he's not going to allow his past play to affect his present play and prevent him from making his best play. So what's going to happen is that he's just going to forget about that play. He's going to move on so that he could be able to make the best play possible the next play, because the past, he cannot change it. And once you understand that concept, that's when your game's going to hit another level, and you're not going to be so worried about a cold start or a bad decision or a mistake that you made. So watch these next plays, right? Watch these next plays. Next offensive possession down, right? Ant brings the ball down. We got two stacked high in this middle. We got Tyrese Halliburton, who's running along the sideline, not even in deep corner. So nobody is in help at all. So what does Ant realize? All right, RJ Barrett's leading me to the middle towards the screen. He's prepared for that. So what do? Attack the top foot, hard drive, no help. Boom, double clutch, opposite side of the rim. I get a lay. He's not allowing what happened at the start to affect what he's going to do later. Right? And just watch how he continues to build his rhythm. He really may be the number one option. And that's another thing that you need to be a number one option. Short-term memory. Not allowing the past play to affect the present play. Right? And just continue to watch how he's getting his buckets. Continue to watch. And he may not just be getting buckets, he may also be getting dimes. So pay attention here. He's got this down screen into a handoff. And now watch Kelly Olynyk on this play, right? That right there alone showed me a lot about Kelly Olynyk, but more so a lot about players as a whole in terms of their habits on jump shots, right? And so if you just go back to how high school coaches, college coaches teach players, they always say when a shot goes up, you turn, you hit the body, and you box out. Watch what Kelly Olynyk does. He sees Ant go up into the shot, and he freezes and just watches him. If he actually instituted the principles as to which a high school or college coach, one of those lower level of coaches, teach to their players, meaning that when I see someone go up, I go find a body, he would have been able to probably get a hand on that ball because he'll be on his way to Bam. But instead, he froze, and then now he dropped that off to Bam, and Bam got the two, right? That concept of players actually going to box out, turning and hitting, is gone. You no longer see it in today's basketball, which is crazy, and it's actually stupid. Because if everyone just boxes out, the chances are you'll get the rebound. But let's continue to watch Ant cook. So now you got Tyrese Halliburton here. Let me talk about Halliburton for a second as well. Halliburton does a fantastic job when it comes to playing in transition and recognizing the movement of defense and how they match up and how they stack up. So in a situation like this, his head's already just scanning the floor, and he's not just looking down to see when he can shoot. And he recognizes everyone's dropping down. And so on this weak side, Ant's trailing the play. I skip that over to Ant. And now Ant, boom, right here, easy buckets, 2 dribble pull-ups. And mind you, all y'all need that, right? All y'all need that. Why? It's the fundamental layer or fundamental method of modern day scoring, spot up play. And so you know Ant's such a great scorer, but he still has these basics within his game to where I could pump fake, 2 dribble pull up, boom, get to my spot, shot off the glass. And you're about to see a little mid-range spree out of Ant and how he's able to utilize that mid-range. So now pay attention to this transition scenario, right? Now you got AD with this drag screen, and the way Ant navigates this is really just going to be according to his feel, right? And so you may see Ant pass up certain opportunities within this play, or what another player may have did would have been different. But just understand that Ant is going to do as he feels. And so as a player, you got to tap into your feel, right? And so pay attention. Drag screen here high. Nembhard chases over. A Stephen Curry maybe, or whoever it might be, Dame, probably quick pull-up right here on the line, 3. When Ant gets off this, he's like, nah, I don't like the feel that I got. I don't like the space, the room that I have to work with. Let me put him in jail. Let me get a rescreen, even though he did go over on the first screen. Because the concept really is to rescreen when they go under. But he went over. So now I get this rescreen, and I'm able to get exactly where I want to, which is 2 dribbles off that screen into a mid-range pull-up, where Nembhard, as I get up, is still trying to find his base and get back in front of me. So that hand is going to be late regardless. So he just has that preference of the mid-range over that 3, and I'm not going to settle for it. And if I'm at the 3 and I have an opportunity, I'm going to find a way to get right back to what I like. So next play down, Ant is still cooking, by the way, still cooking. Any scenario, transition, ISO, all that, pick and roll, and you're about to see another one like we've seen before. Playing off the spot up, pump fake, 1 dribble, mid-range pull up. I'm trying to tell y'all, the fundamental method of modern day scoring is something all players need to have. Doesn't matter your position, because this is where the game has been built to. If you do not have this part of your game, it's going to be harder for you to find a spot on any team that you play with, because this is what the game has become. 3-point shooting, getting defenses in rotation, playing off of closeouts. So if you're a player 1 to 5, learn how to shoot off the spot up, learn how to get these reloads before you learn how to play ISO, get a step back, get a crossover, and get a 4 or 5 dribble move combo and do something that's pretty for the highlight reel. Now let's continue to watch Ant cook, because he's still not done. He really might just be the number 1 option, right? He really just might be the number 1 option. You got Ben when to kill Alexander Walker, right? Throw this down here into the post. And now what does Ant do once again? Trey Lyles on the help. I catch, pump fake, dribble pull up, 1 dribble to the elbow. Despite the miss, these are the looks that he's getting. And if you want to be able to maximize your scoring, these are the looks you need to work on. Trying to tell y'all, the spot up game is essential. And now this is where you could also tap into the ISO stuff, because this is really the stuff you'll see 1 out of every 5 possessions, right? A lot of players get it confused. They think, because I see so much of this ISO stuff in the highlights, that this is what they do all game, and this is how they're able to get their buckets. But it's not quite like that, because if you watch the full game, you'll see a lot more of those spot-up opportunities and the simple, quick attacks than you will see of these opportunities. But nonetheless, let's break down the ISO. So Ant gets his catch. I got Trey Lyles. You're going to set a screen AD, get out the way, because Trey Lyles, you're cooked, right? And so understand this, though. This is a FIBA game. And so now as Ant walks down and reads the floor, there's no defensive 3-second. So when he looks at Lou Dort, he doesn't have to time his drive according to Lou Dort's 2-9, and so he could drive at any time. And so what he's going to do is read the weak side. So when he drives, boom, bam, not even on the short corner. He's getting high, recognizing that he's probably going to end up screening on this side. Boom, I kick that out to Halliburton. He lifts up. We develop a great look, but it doesn't go down. It's about the quality of a shot, right? About the quality. And being able to play in ISOs, you got to not just know how to score from isolation, but you also got to learn how to play make out of isolation and be able to read the floor and be able to differentiate those different scenarios. And sometimes you may not know whether to go score and whether to go make the pass until you're literally right there in that situation. And that's where your instincts kick in, and that's where your experience kicks in. So don't think you could get to this level of play without actually going and playing a shit ton of basketball. And now Ant has one more play that we got to peep. Got another play that we got to peep here. Peep the clock. 8 seconds left, 3rd quarter, right? This is another thing that's a part of the fundamental method of scoring in modern basketball, right? You got 6 on the clock now. You give this up to Halliburton, and looking to kill Alexander Walker. He just relaxed. This is crazy because a lot of people don't just take advantage of this because they only want to score in 1 or 2 ways, right? Pick and rolls and isolations. That's all they want to score on nowadays. So what Ant does in this situation, right? Understand. Watch Ant. The second that Ant gives the ball up, Nickeil Alexander-Walker just turns and relaxes because he's like, someone's going to shoot this. There's 5 seconds on the clock. But what does Ant do? Not wasting time and understanding that there still is time for him to be able to make a play. Boom, Halliburton picks the ball up. I relocate, his back's turned, and I end up getting a 3 from the left wing at the end of the quarter. Buzzer beater. Relocation. Y'all got to learn how to relocate along with all that other stuff, because it is a habit out of all defenders to just simply relax when the ball is given up, regardless of the scenario. It could be mid-third quarter, 6 minutes left, or 5 minutes left, or 4 minutes left. I don't know what level you play at. But it could be mid-third quarter. And then before you know it, you give the ball up, defender relaxes, and then you could have opportunity to get a backdoor cut to be able to lift up to the wing, to lift down or shift down to the corner and get an open look. You just got to keep your mental ready. You got to stay prepared at all times so you can be able to go and make that play. And once you begin to stack those easy buckets, when defenders begin to relax, you take advantage of those habits, that's when your scoring averages, that's when your numbers, that's when your play, not just from an individual perspective, but a team perspective, begin to hit another level. And now let's get to Jayson Tatum. Let's get to Jayson Tatum. Let me peep what y'all saying, though. Can you do a Carmelo Anthony breakdown down the road? I was honestly planning on doing more like throwback breakdowns, but there's Olympics going on right now in Summer League, but maybe around like September-ish, like August, you know what I'm saying, like late August or whenever the Olympics are done. That's probably when I would be able to tap more into that, so I'll keep that in mind. How to carry my trash team being center. You could carry the best players are able to carry a team by just simply dominating at what they do best, and just by doing what they do best, right? You got to make sure you keep that at your core. So don't try to compare yourself to a player that dominates like a LeBron James and think you got to be a LeBron James. You don't got to be LeBron James to dominate. You got to be the best version of you to dominate. And so that means not just when you get into the game having that mindset of, okay, I'm going to rely on my strengths and do it in practice. You got to also make sure you're getting the reps up by yourself in your individual workouts and your trainings so that you could sharpen up on what's already your talent and your strength, and then continue to also sharpen some of your weaknesses to then make your strength even more deadly. And so that's the concept a lot of people get twisted, is that it's when Steph Curry came into the league, right? Use this as an example. Steph Curry got into the league. Devious shooter, right? Knockdown shooter, killer, right? You can't leave him open regardless. And so when he began to expand his game, his shooting continued to improve because that's the main part of his game. But none other skill got better than his shooting. They only got good enough so that he could be able to do other things around his shooting. So he doesn't need to get his finishing to a point where I got to come through lane and dunk on people. I just need to get maybe just a finger roll, some floaters, and that little stuff, right? I'm not going to exert so much time and energy trying to make this other skill so perfect. I'm going to work on things that are only going to support the main part of my game, right? And y'all can't always try to go and perfect every part and think I got to be Marcus Smart on defense. I got to be Steph Curry when it comes to shooting. I got to be LeBron when it comes to passing. I got to be Michael Jordan when it comes to fadeaways in the post. And I got to be fucking, who's Kyrie when it comes to lays, all the shit around the rim, ball handling. You don't got to be all that in one. You just got to find whatever it is that you do great and then improve your skill so that you support your best skill. Where was I at? But yeah, long story short, ride out with your best skill. Ride out with your best skill. How do I break down by my film by myself? I've been getting that question so much, I may just literally make a program of how to break down film. I literally may make a program of how, like, start to finish. It may take some time. It will take some time because I'll need to literally think back to where I started and where I've gotten to where I am now and how I'm able to break down film, and need to put a step-by-step process in terms of how to break down film. But it's like I said, it's going to take some time. Right now, I'm still working on my shooting program. I'm working on my movement program for ball handling and all that little stuff. And so I still got to complete a couple phases out for that. So maybe probably around like no September, October, I may actually start doing all that stuff. So yeah, but right now I got to make sure I get all that stuff done. How do you get your footage, and do you use League Pass? I get my footage from League Pass. Like I record it. I can't get too deep until I do it because it might be a little too fat where I got to keep things on the low. But I get my stuff from where I get it from. Taking notes while watching for sure. We only a minute and a half through. We about to get to Jayson Tatum stuff. Appreciate your content. Appreciate y'all for the support. Still one of the best finishers in the league. Insane. Exactly. Mike James breakdown. I've got that a number of times. I'll pay attention to that. Please do that. Yeah, I was talking about the shooting program. What's good, P? Imagine when fadeaway 3-pointers become a meta. I mean, a good number of players shoot fadeaway threes. They're just curls. Like a fadeaway three is a curl. You know what I'm saying? You see a shit ton off of handoffs. You see them a shit ton off of like pin downs. So it's not really that crazy. It's not that difficult either. It's not really not that difficult either. You just need to like actually get reps up. Like if you don't hoop that often, you don't get shots up often and consistently, like it'll probably seem really difficult to you. And the fact that you probably never really done them before and you don't know the little details like how to place your feet and how to find your balance and little shit like that, like probably will seem extremely difficult, but it's not. Like trust me. Like for example, like today. I don't even want to go that far into it. I digress. I'll digress if I go into that tangent. I'll literally go on a 5-minute tangent if I talk about my workout today. Yeah, okay, the breakdowns. Yeah, Dame Lillard breakdown, Giannis breakdown, run and dunk. Yeah, I was about to say. I thought you were about to put Giannis breakdown and that's it. I was about to literally tell you, all right, throw it over. Euro step back to your right hand. Like I don't know if there's anything else. Maybe a bump and a little spin or some shit, but there's not too much to it. You know what I'm saying? Giannis just be putting his head down and ramming like he a bull. So, 2019 Harden breakdown, that'll be a good breakdown, no cap. That'll be a good breakdown. I'll definitely keep that in mind. But let's get this Jayson Tatum part done. Jayson Tatum. I don't know if y'all really watched it, but Tatum was low-key cooking. So let's start off with this, though, right? Let's start off with this. This is really what it would look like if Jayson Tatum was not someone on the Celtics where everybody was guarding him, the defense stacked up and shifted according to him, right? So what you're about to see over like throughout this entire game is Tatum not having to worry about reading 4 defenders all at one time to the level that he had to do in the finals. And so you're going to see the skill that he has, but you're also still going to see some of the bad stuff, right? And so this is where Jayson Tatum's taking his game to another level, right? Not on the perimeter, but inside this arc. When he begins to get downhill and his ability to do this right here. Contact and finishing at the rim. He's gotten a lot better, but he still has a lot of room to improve, which is the scary part about it because you've seen him smoke so many lays throughout the finals and throughout the playoffs and really just throughout the season when he gets down there with contact and when he has to make a whole bunch of reads prior to even getting to the rim. So once he begins to get used to doing all that stuff, it's going to be tough. But let's talk about the angles on this play, right? I want to talk about the angles. I'm going to slow this down a little bit, right? So understand, basketball when it comes to finishing is a game of how well can I use my body to then distribute force that I've generated by moving so then I can be able to create my space and my angles. And this is a picture-perfect example of that. Tatum gets down here. He's probably not bigger than Trey Lyles physically in terms of weight. But since he knows that, okay, I attacked that top foot, he now has gotten opened up. And it's opened that chest. It made his chest vulnerable. I can now lead with that shoulder, push him back, and he can contest me when I go up. You got to understand, it's not about the muscle mass that you have. It's about how well you can move your body more so than the muscle mass. And the muscle that you have just on your frame, of course, is going to help you generate more force, deliver more force. But what's more important than that is your coordination, your proprioception, and understanding how you must navigate your body to then deliver that force. That's more important, I guarantee you. That's why you see all these little dudes, all levels, who may be able to just to be way smaller than everybody else they play against, but they'll hit you with that shoulder, and you're like, oh shit. It's because we're not playing a game where we're just standing straight up and we're literally just trying to push each other over. You're sprinting, you're moving, you're navigating, you're unilateral, right? And so now you got to figure out how I can distribute this force to then just move this player in our plane of movement for basketball. So continue to watch Jayson Tatum distribute contact, right? He's done a great job at it. So another transition situation where, let me speed this up a little bit as well. Another transition situation with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But pay attention to this, right? Tatum picks this ball up. Right as he gets to the three-point line, he's already seeking contact. He takes another dribble, still with contact. Another dribble, still seeking contact, even more so than those other ones, because now I'm going to get myself into your body and dislodge you and get to the rim and open up space so I can get that lay. Right? You got to understand, it's about, in these situations especially, maintaining angles and not allowing them to then, and not waiting, let me say, right? Not waiting till you get all the way to the end to find your angle. This is what it looks like to do your work early, right? Contact at the start, boom, gets to the free throw line, all the way down to the paint, contact the whole way through from the three-point line to the rim. Doing your work early, because you already know where you want to get to. You just got to make sure you're able to get there as you want to get there. Another situation, Jayson Tatum delivering contact. Just pay attention. Let me talk about Halliburton too. I just talked about Halliburton a second with Ant, but he's going to do the same concept I just talked about, right? So notice Tyrese Halliburton. When Halliburton gets the ball, I scan the floor. And when he makes the scan, he sees Jamal Murray trying to run over and pick up on the ball, but Jamal Murray can't get there in time. He has to pick up on Tatum. I swing it straight to Tatum. And so now as Tatum gets us in transition, Jamal Murray's not set, 1 and 2. This is a size mismatch. So what is Jayson Tatum going to do, which is what he has been doing throughout this entire game? Hit him with a quick little move, get straight into the paint, and hit you with a bump with that left shoulder, body, lay, right? And after I get all those lays in, right, all 3 of those lays, this is now where I can begin to reach into my bag a little bit and pull out some pretty shit that might happen. Because I'm now, instead of just going off of transition situations like I did the first 3, this is an isolation. And so in isolation, I might have to tap into a couple moves or 2. I might have to tap into a size up. But now, just watch Jayson Tatum. I got Shai, hit him with a tween, cross, spin, release that ball as I get into that lane, and I get my lay. You could begin to attack in situations like an isolation. That's more difficult than a transition situation after you've built your rhythm and you established a flow. You shouldn't think, all right, I got to come out the gate and give me an ISO. No, don't do that. It's going to be rare as well as to what you're going to enter a game, you're already going to be in a flow. It's not going to be that often. Usually you're going to have to get yourself a couple buckets, get that donut off the board, get yourself a layup, backdoor cut, make a couple of good plays, and then you could get yourself in a situation like that where it's like, oh, that move was tough. But that one move was 1 out of the 4 plays we just seen. 25%. And usually throughout the entire course of a game in terms of scoring, that one isolation play, that one tough move will probably be about, when we're talking about the best scorers, Jayson Tatum and D-Book, all those guys, right? KD, those tough bucks are probably 10% of the buckets, 5%, really like 5%. Where you're like, oh, damn, that's tough. But then so many people get hooked on the one that just looks so appealing, right? They get hooked on it because it's so aesthetically pleasing, and they try to run with it. But then they don't understand the real concepts of the game. Like this next play we're about to see here out of Jayson Tatum. This is the real concepts, right? This is the real concept. Notice Jayson Tatum. Close out by Kelly Olynyk. I slow it down. We're in a triple threat game at this point. And now pay attention to Jayson Tatum. I got to put this in 0.5 speed, and I got to go back so you can see all the nuances when it comes down to this play, right? I need you to see it all. So understand. Watch Jayson Tatum's jab, right? He has Kelly Olynyk, first jab. All right, you're taking away the middle, forcing me baseline. All right, let me see how you're going to react again. He hops back after the jab to get squared up. I hit you with another jab. You hop, shift your weight to that left side. So that really does show you want to commit to taking away that middle, sending me to the baseline, and using that baseline as another defender possibly, and the help at the rim in Trey Lyles. And so what am I going to do now? I'm going to manipulate your movement, hit you with another jab and go. pull in the help, because even though you want to use Trey Lyles as your help and the baseline, Trey Lyles has now stepped over from somebody else, and now Nembhard is still attached to Bam. And so it should be help the helper, but nobody has helped the helper. So when Jayson Tatum attacks, I just drop it down to AD, late rotation from Lou Dort, but really it should have been Nembhard, and now he gets an and one. Play the game at another level. When you make those reads with those jabs or just any move as a whole, it's going to make making plays a lot easier. And even when it comes down to a jab, I also want you to understand this. It's not so much about him literally seeing every single thing that he did in that moment, right, when it comes to making those jabs, but he just picked up on his habit. He picked up on the pattern, his reaction, let me say, right? He picked up on his reaction when he used those jabs. And so now, as he just continued to use it more and more, like he used it the second time, used it the third time, he was like, okay, he's jumping out on it. Let me jab and go the other way, because he's opened up a lane since he jumped that one way. So that recognition of movement is really what's most important when it comes down to making plays as a whole. Let me speed this right back up. But now let me talk about this. I got to talk about the flip side. I think you said Kawhi is a number 2 at this point. Hold the fuck up. Hector, I ain't gonna lie, Hector, you're bugging. Hector, you're bugging. I don't know where that came from, but Kawhi just has not been healthy. And when he is healthy, he is cooking. Like, if you've seen him at the start of not this year's playoffs, the most recent year, but the year before when he was going against KD, cooking. If you've seen him in the regular season when he was healthy, cooking. He's not no 2022 Andrew Wiggins. I ain't gonna lie.
With all due respect.
That's disrespectful. That is kind of disrespectful. Kawhi just get hurt. He just be hurt. You still see Kawhi as someone comparable to Tatum and KD. If he's healthy, yes. If he's healthy, yes. He would have beat the Suns, KD and D book, if he stayed healthy that year prior in the 2023 season. If he would have beat him in the first round if he stayed healthy. They had stole the first game. Second game was when he got hurt, and then after that was just a downhill spiral. So, but now let's talk about the flip side, though. Let's talk about the flip side. Now, you've seen all those buckets from Tatum, right? That's when Tatum's playing his best. But now, right here, this is where Jayson Tatum's light skin kicks in. This is where light skin kicks in. He calls for the ball. He has Nembhard on him, right? And, of course, we all see this. This is a size mismatch, right? You see the size discrepancy. And now when he gets his catch and he wants to go and attack, what does he decide to do? No dribbles, doesn't use his size, wants to use his height, doesn't want to seek any contact, and just settles for a jumper, right? Settles for a jumper. And now, it's not just Tatum, it's AD. It's a light skin thing. Both of their light skin sides are about to kick in. Because understand what this play is going to lead to. It's going to end up being Jayson Tatum getting a switch on to Olynyk, and then him posting up Kelly Olynyk. Why would you even post Jayson Tatum up with Kelly Olynyk when you could have posted up Anthony Davis with Kelly Olynyk, and he's a much better post player when he wants to, when his light skin don't kick in, right? And so instead of doing all of this stuff where you get this switch and you try to run this action, you even throw it down to Jayson Tatum. Just throw Anthony Davis to the post and he should be able to fry Kelly Olynyk. But he's only going to do it when he wants to, when he shows up to play. I don't know why he'd be doing that. Like I said, the light skin kick in. But now what does Jayson Tatum do when he has Kelly Olynyk? This is just a crazy move to take. I know you got 3 on the clock, but this is the first time I've seen a dribble pull-up go from the baseline to the wing. That's crazy movement. And then you kind of try to seek that foul, throw the hands up. You just couldn't cook right there. You just couldn't cook. And now this one right here too. I ain't gonna lie. This is the most light-skinned play I haven't seen all year. I'm sorry, but I don't know what it is, but Tatum, you've been bugging when it comes to the dunking. He's been bugging when it comes to the dunking. He had one of these plays in the finals, I think, where he tried to come down and get a dunk and he just straight up missed it. And then you get hung on that one. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to lock in. Tatum's smooth, mind you. The game's smooth, but that's kind of wild, dog. That's kind of wild. How do I become the king? You talking about LeBron? Become LeBron first, using his light skin. Bro, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, bro. Like, it's like, I thought about the same thing too. Like, I was like, what is it? And then I was thinking, like, is it really the light skin thing? And so I thought about Ant and D Book. If we're talking about skill wise, they're like on the same level, right? In terms of skill, capacity. But who actually uses it to the level as to which it should really be used and dominate with it? It's Ant. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just kind of see little things as you kind of stack up. You see like Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. AD should be able to dominate the mid-range and the post like he did when he was younger, but his light skin kicked in as he got older. I don't know was going on, but bugging. The next king from dunking on LeBron to this. I don't know what the hell happened. Need to tighten up, bro. Need to tighten up. But now let's just get into a flow. This is the remaining clips, though. This is just the clips the gems that I seen throughout the game. So, let me make sure I got everything. Got no point. There's one game. Exhibition. I don't know what MB was on. Mind you, I don't know what MB was on, but I can tell you that motherfucker averaged 35. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's probably just in his head too much. Especially because when he got his post-ups, he didn't know what to read and he panicked. So we'll see as time begins to go along. Yeah, it don't work. I don't think it was even a foul baiting. There may be like one or two plays, but he didn't know how to read the doubles and shit. I don't know about 7'2". I don't know if he's 7'2". He's not 7'2". 7'2" is crazy. If he was 7'2", he's probably 7 foot flat. And mind you, a lot of motherfuckers be lying about that height. I seen some shit where KD was like, I don't lie that I'm 6'9". Everybody lies about their height. And I believe that. I believe KD probably is actually 6'10", right? But he's just standing next to people who capped about their height. So it makes it seem like he's 7 foot, but he's not. Like if we all checked our real height, we're probably 2 inches shorter than we really think. Because we all want to exaggerate it for the sport and make it seem more aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? So everybody does, bro. Everybody does. But pay attention to this, right? Pay attention to this. We got to flow the rest of this. So notice, this is Canada's first play of the game, right? And I want you to notice the little wrinkle that they had within this play that stopped this play from working. And so you got this little handoff here, this little fluff for Dillon Brooks to throw this to Shai, and Shai to get these two screens to go to his left. Then you got Dillon Brooks on this cut, but Dillon Brooks on that cut. Notice what happens because he made that cut. When Shai began his drive, Steph was able to slow him down. And now SGA tries to throw that out to RJ Barrett, gets tipped. Now you got 10 seconds left. The play don't work. But if you just made a slight adjustment, by instead of having Dillon Brooks cut and knowing that Shai may turn that left corner, you just had to maybe set a down screen here on Bron, make a little exchange to occupy this weak side. And now SGA, when he goes left, he might just have an open lane to the rim because Embiid's getting screened, D Book stepping up. He's already kind of got an angle over here, so Steph's not here to slow him down. He could have a lay if you just engage that weak side a little better. So Bron might have caught onto it if anything, but regardless, he would have a better lane to the rim. And now what ends up occurring is that you got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Watch what Bron does on RJ Barrett defensively, right? We all know that RJ Barrett, left-hand bandit. And so when Bron's guarding RJ Barrett and he gets into his attack, when he goes right, Bron knows he's going to want to go back left. But I can't let you go back to your left. And watch how Bron plays positioning, right? He now flattens out so that if he even tries to get to this left side, he's going to be jumping into no man's land because he's cornering him with Embiid right here. So there's no left hand for you. And so now RJ Barrett can't do anything. Took away the left-hand bandit. And I'll pay attention to this with Jamal Murray. This is like small guard crafty stuff. This is crafty stuff from a small guard. So, especially being a smaller guard. When you get in these scenarios where you got to read that big coming off that screen who's playing that drop, and then you also notice that they may have not fully committed, you're going to need these little unorthodox lays where they can't time the gather of your feet, right? They can't time your steps. And so Jamal Murray is going to take this lay in rhythm of a regular sprint and not pick it up 1-2. He's just going straight up off of that, so MB can't time that. And if he was able to time that, he probably would have blocked it. He would have taken a one dribble, 1-2, would have got pinned. but he was able to do it in rhythm and motion. So now he's not worried about no shot blocker. Let me speed this back up right quick. And now pay attention to Bron. Pay attention to Bron. I don't know what be going on with Bron, but Bron be bugging for this. Bron be bugging. So you got Bron on this weak side, right? Notice what's gonna happen. You got Steph Curry guarding RJ Barrett. It's a little mismatch, right? But not so much of a mismatch that you gotta literally forget about who you're guarding. And Bron been doing this for a minute. I don't know if this is an old age thing. Like, I'm getting older, I forget to turn my head. You know what I'm saying? Like Hooper's dementia on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just begin to forget things at times. Like, maybe that's what's happening with Bron. So he forgets to turn his head and see where things go. You know? But he been bugging with this. Even with the Lakers, a couple plays on here. And then when you kind of look at the grand scheme of a game, and when you have close games, you can't afford these type of plays, right? He gets stuck here on this block, forgets about RJ Barrett. His body is ahead of the ball, and he's not splitting eyes to use his peripheral. So now RJ Barrett gets to this corner, knocks down this three. And I know they're going crazy because, like, oh, it's 11-1. We're about to beat them. Exhibition, we're going to set the tone. But I'm telling you, they got assembled the Avengers, bro. They got the Avengers. So that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I watch this here with AD, right? Peep this with AD. So I got to begin this clip this one way, right? I got to begin this one way. So
with all due respect,
there's Lou Dort at the logo with the ball coming off a pick and roll, right? If you ever just watch Lou Dort play, you've never seen him take a three off the dribble unless it was a one dribble reload. He stay in the same spot. All that for me to say, if a player has not earned your respect, don't respect them. Why jump on that shot attempt? All you got to really do is show a hand. All you just got to do is show a hand. And now you leave the lane to pass the ball to Olynyk. He ain't shooting nothing off the dribble. So why jump? Don't give a player respect who hasn't earned your respect. Play according to the personnel. Just keep it a beam. Watch Halliburton here on this play now, though, right? Defensively. It's a little defensive play from Halliburton. He was guarding just a little bit. And now pay attention, most importantly, to his positioning. Pay attention to his positioning. So Halliburton switches on Olynyk. And now this, in the eyes of Canada, mismatch. Let's post this up. Let's get the ball in. But watch what Halliburton does. When he switches on Olynyk, he switches up the line early so that he doesn't have to go from being behind Olynyk to then circling in front of Olynyk so he could front Olynyk and prevent the pass. He's already in between the line of the pass to Olynyk. He's already fronting. Immediately on the switch before Olynyk could establish his position. And so when he gets here and he wants the ball, Halliburton's already there. And now pass gets thrown, activity there, touches Olynyk's hands, turnover. You won't see anything get charted in the box score for that effort right there, but that's a high-level play. If you get switched on to a big, don't wait until they get all the way into the post for you to go and try to go in front of them. Front them immediately on the switch. All right, immediately on the switch. Be in between the line of the pass from where the ball is to where your defender is, or to where the person you're guarding is. Check your IG message. I got a lot of IG message. You may have to just resend it so that I may be able to check it off stream. But peep this here too, right? So you got Bron here with Nembhard, right? And now anytime you have someone in the post, and now there's help with that person who has a mismatch in the post, and you don't have the pass to the post, your next outlet and your next look should be this block over here, right? Is this player over here open? Can I throw them a lob? But now, okay, Lyles is stepping over, which means now that Lyles is leaving whoever he's guarding, and we're leaving somebody else open. And it's literally just a chain reaction of reads, and now the pass should now be the skip over to the weak side. Quick skip pass, by the way. Put some air on it, or don't put air on it. Send it straight there, get it there quick, so then you can keep the defense in rotation. And now here too, this is a very timely block by Bron. Very timely block. So pay attention to this, right? So Nickeil Alexander-Walker knows I got LeBron trailing me. And so what he's going to try to do is get to this left side and then go reverse so then Bron can't try to block me. But Bron was one step ahead. And so what Bron did in this instance is realize, oh shit, his momentum is leading him to this right side. And now this, as Nickeil Alexander-Walker tries to double clutch, Braun goes off 2 feet instead of going off his infamous 1 foot, so then he can meet him on the right side of the rim. And even if he did go left in that instance, Braun was probably already ready for that, because on a 2-foot jump, you could change the direction as to which you jump up until damn near the last second. And so Braun is really prepared for a jump on either side of the rim. But going to that right side, he probably already knew he's going to try to use the rim to protect himself, and Braun goes right there off 2, gets that pin. High level play. High level play. And that's instincts right there as well. It's instincts. You can't think that fast in real time. It's just an accumulation of things as to what you know that you've known from your own experience. And then you get there, instincts kick in. And now here, another post-up situation. So pay attention. Now, you got Embiid. Of course, he's got gravity over here. But I want you to watch off the ball, specifically Stephen Curry, who's got Jamal Murray. And so Stephen Curry goes from the top of the key, now going down to the block, trying to screen over here. Embiid now gets the ball. And if you even watch the past possessions, you know that weak side corner defender is the one who's going to be over helping, playing on the nail. And with Steph moving from the top, going down to the corner, and with the focus being on Embiid, you forget about the fact that Stephen Curry is Stephen Curry, and Stephen Curry's in the corner, right? And so RJ Barrett's going to continue to help. Devin Booker's going to make a high-level play because SGA is now ball watching. He cuts, ball gets in the middle, pinch in, Steph wide open in the corner. High-quality look, even though it doesn't go down. Great basketball. And now peep Dillon Brooks. So anytime you see Dillon Brooks defend, you never see him play with this much of a gap between him and the person he's guarding, right? And now on this possession here, that gap is going to do him harm, because with now the pass getting thrown to AD at the slot, Bron is supposed to probably go turn instead of screen for D-Book, right? But what's going to happen now is that with all the space that's there, Bron's going to fake out that pass. Dillon Brooks is going to think, I got to make up this gap so I could jump that lane, because he plays that antsy as a defender, right? Whether he's up tight or he's off. And now Bron's able to get that back door and get that too. He fooling them right now. He fooled him. And they still had their little back and forth, which is hilarious. They still be having that back and forth, even in the Olympics. So now this concept is something I just realized the first time watching this clip over, right? The very first time. So you got SGA. SGA throws to Dwight Powell. Now, let's actually begin here with this clip, as a matter of fact. Let's begin here. I just want you to watch one thing, right? Look at SGA's left arm, right? He hits Jrue Holiday with a swim move so that he can get into this back door. That swim move is so important because since that was Jrue Holiday's right hand, it was his outside hand when he first threw that pass. He's now going to get here, and that right hand of Jrue Holiday that he used to guide his momentum is going to be late in that passing lane, because that hand is usually the dig hand when you go that opposite direction. And so now that pass could actually get through, and you kick it to RJ in the corner, and now you could get this 3 bucket. That's why that swim move, using that arm to guide the momentum of the person that you're going against, right? The person that's guarding you is vital. It's how you play off the ball. And now here with Steph, it's these little things like plays like this will show you how elite someone's handle is. Because watch Steph, right? He gets here, he loses the ball right there and then. But since he lost the ball, he already knows where the ball is through his mistake and turns his mistake into a move where he just hit a change of direction, got right there and got a lane. That's a sign of an elite handle. Elite. And now this play here too with Bron. Peep this with Bron. Peep this play with Bron. So even before the ball has even gotten inbounded, LeBron already knows where this play is going to go. And so what this shows is that Bron is going to take away the curl from RJ Barrett, right? And so what happens as this play develops, right? Pay attention. Bron, of course, is going to chase his outside shoulder so he can't get screened by Dillon Brooks. But in LeBron taking away the 3 and the curl from RJ Barrett, he's leaving something else open, which is now the rim. But that's not on Bron. You're like, Bron, you try to play chess, but you're really playing checkers. You're goofy. His teammates were not playing chess like Bron was, right? Because if you just understand this scenario, you'll think, okay, Dwight Powell has the ball and they're supposed to get into a handoff. But Dwight Powell's not a shooter. So what it should be in this situation is that Embiid sags off and clogs up the paint. There's no defensive three. You don't got to worry about that. No tag or anything, right? And so now Embiid should be all the way down here clogging up the paint, understanding that RJ Barrett's counter would be a curl to the rim, so you can't get that curl to the rim now. And what it should end up being is that pass doesn't get through at all, right? He could even just step over a few more feet. All it has to be. But LeBron took away one. His teammates weren't able to take away the other. That's how the game of basketball and defense is just a team thing. And I'll peep this here where I am. I want to talk about this habit. I want to talk about this one habit that is omnipresent in basketball with all players. So the reason y'all get backdoor cut is because you lose sight of the ball. Now watch Amp. The second the ball drops below his level, the level of his body, he decides to, instead of dropping back and utilizing his peripheral to see the ball and his man, he decides to turn his body and face where the ball is. And so by the time the ball gets to where it's one pass away, he's still staring the ball down instead of splitting his eyes and utilizing his peripheral according to where the ball is and his man is. And so now Nickeil Alexander-Walker cuts, eyes still on Olynyk, he turns late. Look at Steve Kerr. Immediate timeout. That's just unacceptable. We can't be having plays like that. We're tripping, you're bugging, and now we got to make sure we get recuperated and cut off this run. And so now we're about to cut off the stream because that's the end of this breakdown. We about to be live again probably on Monday, and may watch like Rob Dillingham or whatever other rookie we haven't peeped yet. Maybe even another Bronny game or Jeremy McCain. Probably Rob Dillingham. Probably Rob because I haven't seen him at all. So make sure you subbed. Make sure you got your noties on. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you even taking your notes as you do the breakdowns, and do what is applicable to your game and the way you play every single time you see a clip. So make sure that you also sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. So discipline or regret, you choose.